Hey everyone. For today I thought I'd make a very quick video on basically just repainting the 2019 SH Monster Arts Godzilla. As you see here, I got two of them. So I repainted this guy because I bought him pretty cheap because he was missing a foot and a tongue and a few other parts, and I just made a mold off of this guy, and now I got two of them now. So for today, I'm just going to mainly use acrylic paints because that's pretty cheap and easy to use, and the whole idea is dry brushing it. So I'm going to use a bunch of grays right here, and then some yellow ochre for the stomach, and a little bit of pink for the tongue because I had to sculpt the tongue too. And yeah, that's basically it. But as you see here, you can really tell the difference between a regular figure like this and then just with literally a dry brush that was smudged in paint. You could get a lot of the details to pop out and make it, I don't know, make it more unique. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do before I start painting and messing around with the figure is take some nice pretty like angles. Yeah, look, this is what the figure looks like before I fuck with it. So it twirls around, it's beautiful. It's a good figure, I like it. This version, it depends whether or not the ball joints are going to pop off on which figure you get. But the first thing I'm going to do is kind of dab a few empty scratches and all the wear and tear with some black paint. Then I'm going to mix up a very, very dark white. And I'll do a dry brushing of that all over the figure. At this point, the camera can't really see it because it's so faint and not very, I guess, noticeable is the best way to put it. But as I'm gonna keep painting, I'm gonna start mixing more and more white into that dark white, and that way I could get this very nice shading between a very dark black to very light white. It's gonna take well, this is for me it took like 20 minutes, but because editing and all that, it's really a breeze. You can knock this out in like an afternoon if you really want to and you're experienced, but this is a pretty easy repaint, very light, because all I'm doing is dip the paintbrush in the paint, wiping all of it off. That way I don't have to I'm not gonna evenly paint it by doing this. You got a dry brush, that's why it's called dry brushing. And when you stroke it over the texture of the figure, it only hits the highest points of it, and it will leave the inner parts untouched with the darker paint. And by doing this gradient, you get the nice effect. It really makes all the details pop out. You have to believe me on this, even if you can't see it. For the stomach, I'm gonna be a lot more lazy with the paint there. I'm gonna add the highlighting a lot thicker, that way when I put on a coat of I think it's called yellow ochre on top of that, it'll stand up more than it would be on the black surface, kind of prime it a little. It's not necessary, but it just makes it a little easier. And then I'll just squirt out some of that paint I want, dip the paintbrush back in there, then wipe it all off, and that way it only hits highest points on the texture again. You could add a lot more shades if you want, but I'm just going to do 2 shades, just this base coat of yellow ochre, and then off camera I mix a little bit of white and add more so you can't even see it unless you're here with my cat. And then with the mouth, I'm just gonna dab it very quickly with some bright magenta, and it's pretty much done at that point. There's not much work to do to make this figure look good because the texture's already implied into it. I tried my best not to paint over the eyes because that's I don't want to ruin the decals. I don't want to paint it with a pin again. That's just annoying. The teeth on this guy, I was thinking about touching it up, but I just decided not to because I thought it looked okay enough. And yeah, now the repainting part of this video is over. So my first thought was that it'd be pretty fun to basically build a little mountain crust city landscape that Godzilla could like sit on and stand like in the end of the movie. So what I did was just grab a piece of wood. I found some, I think it's called like plaster wall repair or some shit like that. And then some tissue paper, which was, hindsight, don't do that, waste of time. I thought it would like help bulk up the... My brain wasn't thinking, honestly. So I messed up in that way. Then I forgot to throw black paint in the plaster, which I'm gonna try to fix by spraying on some paint while it's still wet. It doesn't work out that well. I had to coat it a few times, and then with the hairdryer go back and forth. So it's pretty a lot better ways to do this, but this is just a very quick afternoon project. So after doing that, I'm gonna find some little sticks of wire that I could cut down to size, and then I found the back end of a picture frame hanger and super glued that to the end of one. That way I could stab it into the base and suddenly have a stand to have Godzilla swimming on. I know it's not the... I don't know, I've never seen anyone else do this, so I thought it'd be more interesting than just a regular piece of broken ground for Godzilla to stand on. For a second I thought it'd be pretty cool to have like a shipwreck down at the seafloor, or even try to recreate Godzilla's lair in the movie, but I feel like that'd take too long. That'd have to be its own video, and I just want to have like a very quick, dirty stand to kind of make the figure better overall. But once I do that, it's basically done, and I could take some nice, pretty photos of the repainted Godzilla. Hey, before you click out of the video, please like and subscribe if you liked it at all, because I need the serotonin to cure my depression. This cat right here is not enough to do it alone, so she needs help to cure my brain juice. Why am I talking about that? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna repaint more of these guys eventually. That's on the to-do list, if the camera can see shit. And see you in the next video in like probably like another 5 months.